Hi, Flom here, and today we're going to be working on a scrapbook page. So here's the story, the long and the short of it. Downtown Disney 2020, we happen to be going through Anaheim, and I wanted to document this, and I actually ended up doing a couple of things unlike usual. So one of my priorities right now, I have a lot of these Everyday Explorer sticker sheets, and I love them. I just don't use them because I love them too much, and I know that's nonsense, but it is what it is. And so I decided that this was a really good one for this page. So I actually started off with about 7 pictures. I removed the pictures of our burrito and enchilada lunch because number 1, they were very basic dishes. And number 2, they didn't add to the story. Number 3, the red really took away from the page. So then I'm left with 5 pictures, but you know what? There's 2 pictures of just me with a mask, and they both tell the story a little bit, but the one that has like the red, it's kind of blurred, but it's a red Mickey backdrop. I could actually use that by itself for some other story in some other way. At least I think. And I feel like the one that's Mickey Halloween, because this was September and it was all decked out Halloween, is more timely and more specific to this particular page. So that's the very first thing I'm doing. And by the way, these are 3x4 photos. I print my photos at Persnickety Prints, and I did 3x4 this time because I wanted to mix it up. I wanted something a little different. I'd been struggling with all my pictures being big, so I just thought, let's mix it up. Anyhow, what I do at this stage, though, is just figure out where's my story. And that was the other problem. I didn't feel like I had enough space for my story. So removing one more photo gives me space for my story. Where's my story? Where would my embellishments be? Well, if I'm doing a big block with my story and my photos, then embellishments will be around the edge. And then what embellishments do I have that are the right sizes and colors? Note that I don't talk about what the embellishment is. I don't care. It can be a doily, it can be paper, it can be ephemera, it can be a sticker. I'm looking for sizes and I'm looking for shapes. Now, the thing I really like about this particular sticker sheet that I'm using here is that they're white backed. They're not clear, so I don't have to like mount them on something or worry about them. They're solid, so they're going to show up wherever I put them. And I am just kind of picking the phrases. Follow the fun, for the win, can't stop smiling. Those are phrases that are great for this particular day. Now, it was a very smoky day because California fires, September. It was kind of weird because, COVID and all the protocols. But we had a really good time, and I want this particular story documented. Our lunchtime, I think it was about 90-minute visit to Downtown Disney. I want it documented, and I want to remember this part of this particular road trip separately and on its own. Now, what you see me doing now, when I put my photos down, I only put a little bit of adhesive in case I need to move them or tuck something under them. Then once I've decided everything is done, everything is going to be where it is, then I lift up any corners or check any corners, and I put additional adhesive. So with this done, now I'm looking at little embellishments, and I'm thinking what might I want to use? And actually on accident, I stumble across that I actually have created a little rectangle there at the bottom that would actually be completely awesome for some buttons and sequins and things, some embellishing. And that was an accident, but I created a spot that would be absolutely perfect for this. And because of that, I'm going ahead and just kind of looking at what I want. Now, notice I'm not gluing yet. And the reason is when I get into my dimensional embellishments, I like to take a look at how it looks before I ever commit to glue. And I like how this looks, but there's a lot of pale in this page, and I want to bump up some contrast. So I'm actually going to go over to my sewing machine and just straight stitch a line around the outside with black thread. Now, it doesn't have to be a sewing machine. It could be hand stitching. Doesn't have to be stitching. You could go and use a pen, glitter glue, whatever you might like. If you're going to straight stitch, though, you just want kind of a longer stitch. You don't want it to be super tiny because then it's just tearing your paper. And just go nice and slow and easy until it's done. Once it is done, we're almost done with this page. This was a super easy page. I just took some time with it. It took me a couple of days because I haven't been scrapbooking, so it took me a couple of days, but basically I just went through and went, okay, Here's the photos that are going to most tell this story. Here's what I'm going to add. Now, the only thing I'm going to tell you is after I've made this video and watched this, I realize I want to put something about the fact that there were fires raging everywhere at this time. And that is why the sky is so horrible in the picture. So I will add that, and that I will just draw directly on the photo. No big deal. But this is all very easy as far as technique, as far as how to do it. What is my story? What am I telling? How do I want this documented? And then what little embellishments or doodads would accent this, would help, would make it even better. I'm excited that I've used up some of the stickers, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any scrapbooking questions or requests for future videos, feel free to leave me a comment or shoot me an email. I'll see you next time.